Not to worry, Mr. Kegra. It's all appreciated. Thank you very much. So, one and all, thank you very much for joining me here. We are going to be going into another game in just a second. In fact, we're already in a game now that I think about it. My brain is melting. Okay, so we do have Mr. NaViALF going to be spawning up here in the northern position as the... popular hair? What's going on? I don't know. As the purple Zergy up in the top right. And down to the bottom left, we do have Mr. Alien Invasion's Tarantius, so we have a bit of ZVP action. It looks like we have a Forge Fast Expand coming up from Tarantius. Death Adder came today. Can't open till Christmas. Oh no, I feel your pain. Death Adder's pretty awesome. Excuse me, I'm dying. Okay, so Tarantius, we've seen a lot of him in the past. We've seen a lot of him in these tournaments, the XILENCE Cup, Sennheiser, and other things. And I've seen a lot of his PvP, and I think we've seen a lot of his matchups just in general. And, you know, I mean, he's recently joined Alien Invasion literally 2 or 3 weeks ago. So he is pretty darn awesome, to say the least. Hey, you've got to be if you're on the same team as Saplo, just saying. Saplo is pretty darn good. Oh, wait a minute. There is one what? By a Mousebots mouse pad. Hey! Mr. Rene was supposed to be sending me one of those. I need to hassle him for that again, because that would be the most awesome thing ever. Currently I'm using a Moomin's mouse pad, because of my girlfriend. Anyway, so we have Mr. Alf, NaViALF even, going to be going for pretty standard opening to begin with, not going to be going for any risky hatchery firsts, as he does open with speed. And I like the opening with speed as opposed to kind of not, due to the fact that if you don't open with speed against a Protoss and your Protoss opponent goes for Gateway Cybernetics core at the top of their ramp, then they can put on quite a bit of pressure with Zealots and Stalkers to begin with, because you don't have speed, which is always quite annoying. So I like the opening currently. However, Mr. Tarantius, I'm going with a Nexus first, which is always cool. You know, he's seen the timing of his opponent's spawning pool, so he knows that he can get away with this Nexus first, and he's going to be trying to get this choke as small and tight as he possibly can do, in order to be able to kind of deal with any Zergling pressure that does come along. Sorry, my throat is killing me 1 second. These allergy tablets, man, they get rid of my sniffly nose, but they actually wreck my throat. I don't understand why, but anyway, not to worry. So we have hatchery going to be going down for Mr. Navi, and you know, in this matchup, it can be very, very predictable to a certain extent if the Zerg does follow a set kind of number of rules that we always do see in this matchup. One being, oh, he's expanded first. Oh, well, I can take a quick hatchery and then just defend for a little bit and be okay, which is something that you do see quite often. And this is another big rule that we're seeing. Tarantius here, not metagaming hardcore, and is going to go for a second cannon. Very, very important to go for that second cannon. In fact, I actually can't accentuate enough how important it is to go for that second cannon. One cannon means you're very, very susceptible to roachling all-ins that do come from time to time. But with 2 cannons, it makes it way easier to defend, especially having 2 pylons here. Very, very important indeed. So, for now, it does look like he is getting a few more gas geysers here. And we do have Zealots on the way. Oh my god, actually, did anybody see the Code S semis? I'm not going to spoil it if you haven't seen it, but oh my god, the Lenok MVP series was the best ZVT series I have seen in forever. That was so good. It actually, I got nerd chills all the way through it. Anyway. So we do have Cybernetics core finishing up. So we do have the Chrono Boost going down on the Z Gateway Warp Gate production. That's right, got there in the end. And we have the 3rd hatchery already going down for Mr. Alf. So this is exactly what I was saying. By the rule sets of PvZ nowadays in the current metagame. And now what will we see Mr. Tarantius do from here? Let's go back to another one of those rules in the PvZ realms of metagaming. So we actually have the Overlord scooting around. He really needs something to be able to deal with that. That initial Stalker will come out here, poke away at this for as long as possible. But what does Tarantius do now? Does he go straight up standard, or does he assume his opponent has actually gone for... Oh, what? He actually scouted out this quick third. Very, very nice. Who the hell is Tarantius, or Tara even, is just a pretty good Protoss. So there we go. This is exactly what I was going to say. Ah, double Stargates going down. Okay, so now does he go for Void Rays or Phoenix? Generally, Phoenix play is considered the better option, or the less kind of economy crippling option. If you go for Void Rays, you need to be able to do damage with them. Otherwise, they're going to be becoming very redundant very, very quickly. However, if you do go Phoenix, it's not only super mobile, and you can start hunting down overlords here, there, and everywhere on the map very, very quickly. But also, you can keep them alive for a long time, and to a certain degree they give you a sense of map control. There we go, there's the double Phoenix production. And we've also been seeing a lot of double Phoenix production just in general in PvT, for the reason that a lot of Protoss players just do not like dealing with Mutalisks. So if you open up with double Stargate, you can not only put on a little bit of harassment, but also kind of keep yourself quite neatly safe against the Mutalisk production if it does start to really kick in. So he's going to be able to scout very nicely with these two Phoenix, and we do have a few more gateways going down as well. +1 weapons researching in order to be able to make those zealots all the more potent against dem Zerglings. And we have layer morphing in, as well as Roach Warren already finished. Charge on the way. Ooh, I like it. So, wow, actually, he's going to get so many Phoenix out so quickly, dedicating the entirety of his Chrono Boost right now to these Phoenix. And, you know, I don't mind that too much due to the fact that he's already up to 51 probes. He's going to be able to put on a lot of pressure, but at the same time, Alpha's responded very, very nicely, getting a lot of Queens out in order to be able to deal with that, and that is a lovely, lovely play. He does have energy on 1 or 2 of these Queens for Transfuse, and if Tarantius actually picks them up, it's whether or not he actually picks up the correct Queens in order to be able to deal with them. Oh, actually finds an opening here. The Spore Crawler not going to be able to get full coverage on this base, and he already kills off a few drones. Very, very nice there. His Queens once again trying to run around, trying to find, trying to get to the Phoenix, but Phoenix so damn mobile in this situation, and Tarantius is going to be able to pile a lot of pressure. The only big thing for the Protoss right now is, does he have enough ground units to be able to deal with any kind of big kind of all-in inverted commas push that a Zerg would do at this point. I say in inverted commas because it's not technically an all-in, but they can potentially do crippling damage. And, you know, we've seen that for a long, long time in this game. If an opponent goes for this really, really heavy air style, and we first saw it kind of come to fruition really in the TSL 3, where we had Mondragon just saying, well, you've got a lot of Phoenix, I'm just going to build Roaches and win. And it really works if you're not really paying attention to it. Well, so what on earth? Why do I have a little bit of lag here? I don't know. Anyway, so we have Pathogen Glands on the way. We have Hydralisk Den on the way as well. And now it's up to Mr. Oh, is he just going to go all in with Archons? I think he may end up doing. He can't really get the Archons. I hope he doesn't warp them in. No, please don't merge them there, because you'll have to break a building. No. Okay, so I think we might just see an all-in with Archons at this point from Tarantius off these 2 bases. Very, very interesting. And yeah, Archon Charge Lot does quite a significant amount of damage to Zerg, depending on whether or not he actually does have Glial Constitution out. Does he have Glial Constitution? It doesn't look like he does. And the big thing that Archon Zealot is really kind of susceptible to... Oh, actually, maybe that is big enough. No, I don't think it is. These Archons, man, they're so fat. Come on, try and get out, please. Ah, he's taking a 3rd! Okay. I mean, why has he got so many gateways if he's taking a 3rd? That's 9 gateways! I guess he's just kind of powering, ramping up production, and then there we go, look at that, as said, had to kill the gateway! Oh, no, maybe he went for the 8 gates and then had to kill that one he knew that was... Anyway, that's not the point. So we do have 3rd going down, he's able to pick up a lot of these Zerglings, fend these off quite easily. 4th going down for Mr. AiTarra. And as I was saying, oh, Glial Constitution on the way, awesome, awesome stuff for the Zerg. So, we have Groove Spines on the way, as well as +2, +1, blah, blah, blah. And... the big thing that Zealot Archon really faults against is Roaches that can kite. And if AiTarra gets this creep spread going epically across the map, then Zealot Archon is going to have a bit of a difficult time actually doing a lot to it, but then again, he does have the Phoenix in tow as well, so in theory he could pick up a lot of the Hydralisks and Infestors as well, but at the same time we have a little bit of a Zergling counterattack going to be pushing into this third here, trying to deny it, but he is warping in a lot of Zealots, so he will be able to clean this up relatively easily, and those Zerglings, man, they are not paying for themselves at all. Oh, nice though. Does burrow, and he actually doesn't have an Observer because he doesn't have a Robo, which is not something that you often see in this matchup this late on into the game. But regardless, cannons are going down, so those Zerglings just kind of terrified for their lives right now, but at the same time, oh, he's going to be able to push in here, gets a nice fungal growth off on half of these Phoenix, and will be able to pick up some of the Infestors, so very, very nice. Infestors are armored? What? Really? Did I just see that? Infestors are armored? I thought they were light. Okay, never mind. Okay, so he doesn't have any observers out here to be able to deal with this. Zealots will charge in. He's getting +3 weapons, and you've got to remember that Archons do bonus damage to everything in the Zerg arsenal, even buildings. So, because they're all biological, so that's very, very nice for the Archons indeed. He only has 2 out right now. They're really the linchpin of this force, and he will be able to throwing up a Guardian Shield. He's going to be able to soak up a lot of damage from these Zerglings. Zealots even, and now he will be able to pick up a lot of these Hydras as well, melting those light units very, very quickly, and wow, this Archon Zealot mix doing very, very, lovely feedback as well going down on that Infested. Nice Storm, and you know, Tarantius is in a pretty good position right now. Normally at this stage of the game, you do see the Zerg up at like max to the 130, 140 supply of the Protoss, but Tarantius has been doing such a good job of keeping on top of his opponent to a certain degree, without even actually keeping on top of his opponent. Now that I think about it, he's kind of hinted that he was going to go for kind of double production Phoenix, and that's done a really good job for him during this time. And oh, these isolated Hydralisks, you can't engage with Phoenix when you only have small numbers of Hydralisks because they do so much damage to them so darn quickly. So now, Mr. Tarantius is very, in my opinion, slightly ahead in this game, despite the fact that Mr. AiTarra has this 4th base down. He's not actually drawn this up just yet. And this force for Tarantius, he has the +3 weapons down as well. So it's going to be able to rip through the kind of compositions that Mr. AiTarra is going to be able to make anytime soon. We do have +3 weapons going down for these ranged units, though. And a second macro hatch, and a 4th going up to Tarantius. Now I really, really like this 4th placement here, indeed. I mean, despite the fact that this expansion here isn't that big, it's only got the 5-6 mineral patches, even, and the Rich Vespine Geyser. It's sort of like 2/3 of an expansion in comparison to this expansion, but as a Protoss in this situation, you don't want to spread yourself too thin. You don't want to put yourself in a position where you can be hit by Zergling counterattacks. You don't want to put yourself in a position even more so that you can be hit by a lot of Mutalist pressure, and actually going to be able to pick up quite a few more drones. Once again, he's already killed off 16 drones during the entirety of this game with these Phoenix. They've been able to do a very, very good job indeed. Really keeping, as I said, the Zerg on his toes. And again, normally you see the Zerg at 200 supply to the 130, 140 supply of the Protoss, but for now, both players very, very even. And that is going to be very, very bad for NaViALF going into the late stages of this game. And he gets so many Overlords, oh dear me. Nida Swarm going down, as well as Adrenal Glands. The Hive has already morphed in. Ooh, okay, is he just going to go for it? I mean, we have another expansion going up to the north here, but Tarantius is under pressure from the Zerglings up to the north as these Phoenix try to scoot away from a nice ball of Hydralisks. So we have a lot more Zealots morphing in. He's going to be able to morph into some Archons as well, and that's a very, very scary Protoss force for the Zerg to be able to deal with, especially since he's so supply blocked. He's not going to be able to replenish very, very well, and now he's going to be able to charge in here. A lot of these Archons doing significant amounts of damage to this Roach Hydra number. He doesn't have the ground army capable of dealing with this many Archons. We do have +1 air weapons as well as +1 armor going down for the Protoss, so this is very, very dicey indeed for Mr. AiTarra. This Archon mix is going to become so efficient in ripping apart this force, especially if he can get engagements like that constantly. Even if Tarantius goes into those engagements and then kind of takes a lot of damage on these Archons, they can always just retreat, replenish, and they get all their health back, which is the most amazing thing to utilize when it comes to Archons. So, did have the third, fourth even, fifth even, goddamn, got there in the end, being denied by these Zerglings, and he will burrow a few here. Where is the Observer? There we go. We do have that Observer out, so he will be able to clean that up and expand there if he so desires. A few, ooh, that's not a few, that is a lot of Zealots. Going to be able to push down to this expansion though, going to be able to rip this up very, very quickly, although we do have a Roach Force going to be able to deal with this. I think he actually will be able to get the hatchery, as these Zealots deal so much damage when they have +3 weapons, and he does get the hatchery before the Roaches get a chance to actually clean that up. +3 Zerglings, man, hit like absolute trucks. Apologies for the vacuum in the background, as my girlfriend is currently vacuuming. Yes, thank you very much. But we do have chitinous plating on the way, as well as a few more infestors. This expansion trying to get up here, but not so sure he's going to be able to at all, as these Zerglings will be able to nibble away at that. And a huge engagement going down. The Archons actually soak up so much of the damage from the Banelings there, and he will be able to deal with this very, very easily. So, Mr. Tarantius very, very far ahead. And he hasn't utilised this Nidus Swarm at all. He really needs to make something happen with that if he actually wants to be able to make something happen for himself. Oh, there is a Nidus Worm going down, but at the same time, Zealots do warp in and take that out very, very nicely. Tarantius everywhere at once, really keeping an eye on what's going on, and he's not going all in with this. He's not going crazy, crazy all in. Very, very important to not go all in at this point, due to the fact that Mr. Tarantius, you know, there's no feasible reason why he would go all in. He's in a very, very comfortable position. He's been able to constantly all game long kind of dictate what tech path his opponent has been able to go for. So that is something that's very, very important as well. And we have these guys trying to break down the middle rocks. He has a lot of energy saved up for fungal growths. However, I'm not so sure it's going to be enough. I mean, sometimes I've seen a few games where fungal growth actually just decimates this composition. And he does land one fungal growth, but it's not enough. Oh, flying and picking up all the infestors. That was beautiful play by Tarantius. He's going to be able to storm a lot of this composition as well. He's going to be able to push in. And oh my good god, this is an absolute massacre, as Tarantius got the perfect pick up on all those infestors. That was absolutely stellar play from Tarantius there, as Mr. AiTarra is looking in a bit of a precarious position indeed. Oh, and there you go, GG, as Mr. Tarantius shows us an absolutely phenomenal game. We'll be back, guys, in just a second.